Have you ever felt that relentless mental tug of war? You know, that voice inside,
Oh, absolutely.
always pulling you between the if-onlys of yesterday and the what-ifs of tomorrow.
It's like this constant background hum, isn't it? Almost a kind of low-grade anxiety.
Exactly. Feels like it's just always there for so many of us.
It's almost like the default setting these days. We're often living around the present moment, not really in it.
Yeah, totally out of sync with what's actually happening, like right now.
Hmm.
And that's precisely why, for our deep dive today, we're plunging into a really influential book,
A classic, really.
Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now. And this isn't just, another mindfulness guide or stress reduction thing.
Now, it goes much deeper.
Yeah.
It suggests a pretty radical shift in how we experience reality itself.
Yeah, it's about finding this deep freedom from being constantly yanked around by time in our heads.
Psychological time, as he calls it.
Right. And not by escaping life, which I think is key, but by actually engaging with it more fully, more authentically.
And we're pulling our insights today from a really thorough review of this book. It's known globally.
Touched millions.
Absolutely. And it offers this perspective that, well, it feels incredibly relevant right now, doesn't it? Even though it draws on timeless ideas.
Especially now, with everything feeling so fragmented.
Exactly. It gives you a way to get grounded, informed about these ideas, and maybe more importantly, their practical power.
Okay, so let's get into it. Let's start with the author, Eckhart Tolle. Because his story is, well, it's pretty striking.
It really is.
He wasn't some established philosopher or psychologist before writing this.
No, not at all.
Oh.
His insights came directly out of a period of intense personal suffering. Deep, deep depression.
Despair, really, from what he described.
That's a really crucial point, I think. It wasn't academic. He talks about hitting this existential rock bottom. I think he was 29.
Yeah, contemplating suicide, just feeling completely lost.
And it was right there, that absolute despair, that he had this radical inner shift, a moment of sudden clarity.
What has?
He suddenly saw that his suffering wasn't really caused by his life situation itself,
Okay.
but by the relentless negative story his own mind was telling about it. All the thoughts about the past, the worries about the future,
Wow.
and that personal, almost accidental breakthrough became the foundation for the entire book.
And maybe that's why it connected so deeply. That raw authenticity, it wasn't theory, it was lived experience.
I think so. It bypassed the usual academic debates or religious dogma. It just spoke to that feeling of being trapped in your own head.
Which led to it becoming this huge global phenomenon translated everywhere.
Indeed. And the core message, despite the depth, is surprisingly simple.
Deceptively simple, maybe.
Perhaps. The idea is that true peace, real happiness, lasting fulfillment, it's found only in the present moment. That's it.
He really posits it as, like, the fundamental truth of existence.
He does, which, let's be honest, is pretty radical compared to how most of us actually live day to day.
Totally. We're usually somewhere else in our heads, aren't we?
Constantly. Either reliving the past, regrets, nostalgia, guilt, you name it.
Or we're projecting into the future, worrying, planning, fearing what might happen.
Which leaves us perpetually kind of dissatisfied with now.
Because now is never quite good enough, or it's just a stepping stone to some better future moment.
And Tolle's assertion here is really stark. He says, in a psychological sense, the past and future, they aren't real.
Illusions.
Mental constructs, illusions, yeah. The only time life actually happens, the only moment we ever truly have is now.
That's not just being mindful then. It's recognizing now as the only reality.
Exactly. It's a subtle but profound distinction. It's ontological, almost.
So what does that mean for us practically, if we really grasp that?
Well, the implication is huge. Aligning with the present isn't just about feeling a bit calmer, although that often happens.
Right.
It's about stepping out of that exhausting mental hamster wheel, that endless thinking, into the direct, immediate, vibrant experience of life itself.
Well,
That's where Tolle says true peace is found. It's where creativity flows naturally, where real joy can just bubble up. It's the difference between thinking about your life and actually living it.
that makes sense. So how does he help us get there? What are the key insights?
He lays out several core concepts, and they're not just intellectual points. They're meant to be transformative, to shift how you see things.
Okay, like what?
Well, one of the biggest ones, and maybe the hardest to really get at first, is you are not your mind.
Okay, unpack that. What does he mean by mind here?
He's talking about that constant inner narrator, the stream of thought that never seems to stop.
The voice in the head.
Exactly. He argues that this relentless thinking creates a false sense of self. He calls it the ego.
The ego. Right.
And this ego, it thrives on problems, comparisons, fear, identifying with things outside ourselves. It's always looking for something to define itself against or through.
And it can be sneaky, right? Like it can even masquerade as self-improvement, always pushing for a better future self.
Precisely. That's a key trap. It keeps you striving, always focused on what's next, which pulls you right out of the now.
So who are you then, if not your mind?
You are the awareness behind the thoughts, the consciousness that observes them.
Like the sky watching the clouds drift by.
That's a perfect analogy he uses. You're the sky, not the clouds.
Yeah.
And just realizing this, that you can observe your mind without judging the thoughts.
Yeah.
That's the crucial first step.
Just watching them come and go.
Yeah. It takes away their power because you stop identifying with every single thought that pops into your head. You detach from the chatter.
That feel like a huge shift, moving from being lost in thought to just noticing it.
It is. And related to that, he introduces another really interesting concept, the pain body.
The pain body sounds a bit intense.
It can be, but it's also incredibly illuminating once you understand it. He describes it as an accumulation of past emotional pain.
Like all the old stuff we carry around, sadness, anger, resentment.
Exactly. All the unresolved emotional energy that's stored within us,
Mm-hmm.
often unconsciously. It's not always active, but it's there.
Dormant.
Dormant, yes, until something triggers it. A situation, a comment, something that resonates with those old wounds.
And then?
Then it takes over. It floods us, leading to those automatic, often unconscious reactions that we might regret later, like snapping at someone disproportionately.
So that sudden surge of anger over something small might actually be the pain body waking up.
It very well could be. Tolle suggests it's like this semi-autonomous energy field within us that actually feeds on more pain. It loves drama, conflict, negativity.
Wow. Okay, so how do we deal with that? How do we stop feeding it?
Through presence. By staying present, grounded in the now, you can actually observe the pain body activating.
You feel the emotion rising.
Yes, you feel that surge, that pull. But instead of getting swept away by it, instead of identifying as that anger or sadness,
You just watch it.
you watch it. You observe it as an energy field within you without judgment. You choose not to act it out, not to feed it with more negative thoughts.
And just by observing it, it loses its grip.
It starts to dissipate, yes, because its fuel is unconsciousness and identification. Presence brings light to it. You see it as an impersonal energy, not me.
Witnessing rather than becoming. That gives you back your power, doesn't it?
It really does. And a big reason we fail to stay present, why we keep feeding the pain body or getting lost in thought, often boils down to our relationship with time.
Time, right. He makes a distinction, doesn't he?
A crucial one, between clock time and psychological time.
Okay, what's the difference?
Clock time is the practical stuff. Setting alarms, scheduling meetings, remembering anniversaries. It's linear, functional. We need it to operate in the world.
Makes sense.
Psychological time.
Yeah.
That's where the trouble starts. That's the mind's projection away from the now.
So like dwelling on the past or worrying about the future.
Exactly. It's the I'll be happy when syndrome, or the if only I hadn't loop. It's living in this mentally constructed past or future that doesn't actually exist right now.
And we do that constantly.
We do. And Tolle warns this is the primary driver of our dissatisfaction and suffering. We're always waiting for a different moment, missing the only one we actually have.
Which is now.
Always now. Real freedom, he argues, only comes when you deeply realize that life unfolds only in this present moment. This continuous, ever-present now.
And flowing from that realization is the importance of acceptance. Accepting the present moment.
Yes, but it's often misunderstood. It's not passive resignation. It's not giving up or liking everything that happens.
So it's not just letting things steamroll you.
Not at all. It's an active, conscious allowing of what is, instead of mentally fighting reality, wishing this moment was different.
You just acknowledge it fully, let it be.
You let it be, yes.
Yeah.
You surrender the inner resistance. And the consequence is profound. Resistance creates friction, suffering. Acceptance creates flow, inner space.
So even facing difficult things, acceptance helps.
Immensely. Because you stop wasting energy fighting the isness of the moment. You can then respond to the situation with greater clarity and peace from a place of stillness rather than reacting from resistance.
Okay, these are powerful ideas.
Yeah.
But let's get practical. How do we actually bring this into, our busy, messy, everyday lives?
Good question. Tolle offers several very practical techniques. One is simply mindful observation.
Just watching your thoughts.
Yeah, pausing throughout the day, maybe just for a few seconds, and noticing the thoughts flowing through your mind like an impartial witness. No judgment, no analysis, just seeing them.
Creating that space you mentioned.
Exactly. Seeing you are the watcher, not the thought. Another incredibly simple tool is breath awareness.
Just focusing on your breathing.
Just bringing your attention to the sensation of your breath, maybe feeling the air move in and out. Your breath is always happening now.
Right, anchors you instantly.
Instantly. It pulls you out of the stream of thought and into your physical body, into the present moment. You can do it anywhere, anytime.
And what about when those strong emotions flare up? That pain body activation.
Remember the concept. Instead of getting lost in the story of my anger or my fear, try to simply notice it as the pain body activating.
Just labeling it.
Mentally acknowledging, the pain body is here. That simple act creates distance. It helps you see it as an energy pattern rather than who you are. You observe it without feeding it.
Allows it to pass through without taking over.
Precisely. And maybe the most foundational practice is what he calls everyday presence.
Meaning?
Bringing your full attention to simple, mundane activities. When you eat, really taste the food. When you walk, feel your feet on the ground. When you wash the dishes.
Feel the water, the soap.
Exactly. Fully engage your senses in the act itself. It grounds you powerfully in the now and turns ordinary moments into opportunities for presence. You stop waiting for some special moment to be present.
Presence is found in the washing up.
It can be, absolutely.
It really becomes clear why this book resonated so much. It connects these deep spiritual ideas directly to our everyday lives.
It really bridges that gap. It offers a spirituality that isn't about floating away, but about diving deeper into life, right here.
And importantly, it doesn't require you to sign up for any specific religion or belief system.
No, its focus is entirely inward. It encourages a direct, personal experience of inner peace, accessible to anyone regardless of background.
Which makes it so valuable for people dealing with things like anxiety, burnout, that feeling of being lost.
Absolutely. It offers a tangible path out of that constant mental noise, a way to understand and disengage from patterns of suffering.
Now, we should also acknowledge, like any major work, it's not without its critics.
True. Some people find the repetition of the core message a bit much, or the language may be too abstract at times.
Like it circles back to be present again and again.
Yeah, which, depending on your perspective, is either its strength or a weakness. And others point out, quite correctly, that the core ideas aren't entirely new.
You find similar concepts in Buddhism, other traditions.
For sure. Tolle himself points to those connections, the ideas of mindfulness, non-attachment, the illusory nature of the ego. They have ancient roots.
So is it just old wine in a new bottle? What's Tolle's unique contribution?
I think that's the key question. While the truths might be timeless, the book's phenomenal impact comes down to Tolle's unique ability to articulate them.
How so?
He uses clear, modern, very accessible language. He essentially demystifies these profound spiritual concepts for a contemporary audience.
Making it click for people who might not read ancient philosophy or meditation texts.
Exactly. He built a bridge. He packaged ancient wisdom in a way that resonates deeply today, often with a secular audience, offering practical tools without the religious framework. That's arguably his genius.
So wrapping up this deep dive, The Power of Now seems less like a book you just read intellectually,
Definitely.
and more like an invitation, a guide to a shift in consciousness, a direct experience.
It really pushes you to realize and then live the truth that the present moment is all there is, and that everything you're searching for, peace, joy, freedom, is right here.
It demands you test it out for yourself, doesn't it?
It does.
So here's a thought to leave you with. If that freedom, that creativity, that joy truly lies in the now, what's one small resistance you're holding on to in this very moment? Maybe a tiny worry about later, a flicker of irritation about something earlier. What if you could just choose to observe that resistance, gently let it be, without fighting it? What new space, what unexpected peace might open up for you right then and there? Something to explore as you step back into your day.